I'm Nyota. I'm from Tanzania. I was born and raised in a refugee camp, Tanzania, but my family originated from Democratic Republic of Congo. So I came to the United States in 2016, and I started school as a freshman in high school, and I graduated last year, and now I'm currently a freshman at college.
Great. So, and you participated in the GirlForward program, correct? And
Yes, I did.
so what made you want to join that program? What were some of your, looking back, what were some of the main things you got out of participating?
I remember like the first time hearing about the GirlForward program was through the refugee one, the agents that was helping us with the resettlement here in the United States. They reached out to me and then they told me about the GirlForward program, and then I thought it sounded interesting. And then I went to the camp. It was like to my sophomore year in high school. And then the camp was just funny. We had like a lot. We learned a lot about like the girls and some of like the empowerment and the stuff that GirlForward do. And then they mentioned that they do tutoring, they do mentorship, and I was like, oh, this sounds cool. I should do it. And then that's how I decided to do GirlForward. And also, it was because of like my English. I did not speak English when I came to the United States, so that was like one of the way of learning English too. So yeah.
So what were some of the kind of big takeaways you have now that you are in college and you, thinking back on your experience with GirlForward, what were some of the most important parts to you about that program?
Probably having a community where you can go and get help whenever you need. Since like when we came to the United States, we didn't know anybody or any place. So having that safe place that I can go to, that I know, like I can just go there and get help, and having someone who has my back. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite memory of your time with GirlForward, either in the camp or afterwards?
Yeah, I do. I feel like one of the best memory would be the camp. I feel like at the camp there was just so much that we learned at the camp, and then that was like the first time that I had to make like a lot of friends, meet a lot of people from all over the countries, that we all came together, that we did not know each other, but because we're in that space, we get to know each other and get to learn each other's cultures and where they're from and stuff like that.
What kind of things did the camp include? Is that, and how did that compare to your experience with working with mentors?
The camp was mostly to teach us about like um how to be like to read, to make friends, like just being a part of the community, how like the GirlForward programs work and stuff like that. And then with the mentorship is a little different. The mentorship helped me with like my college applications, getting to learn about American cultures and stuff, getting to know like the environment around my neighborhood, and just having that someone to talk to, especially how like most of the refugees that came to the United States have experienced a lot of traumas and stuff. So having that someone to talk to, it is very important. Yeah.
So in your experience, what do you think makes a good relationship between a mentor and a mentee?
In my experiences with my mentors, probably, I don't know, just being open-minded with your mentor. So having that, I don't know, just knowing that you have someone to talk to, and then you don't have like to worry about it. You can just go and reach to your mentor whenever you have the problem and just talk to her. Even if you see a problem that like there's a problem with your mentor, just like sit down and then talk to her and then see, okay, this, and tell her like, oh, this is what's working for me and this is not working, it's not working for me, and we can do this to change and make it work for both of us.
Yeah, that's great. What are some of those challenges that, or either challenges you experience or challenges that you imagine within that relationship when we're thinking about how different programs can implement, good mentorship structures? What are your
um
thoughts on that?
yeah, one of the challenges I would say probably English, having like English, and another would say, sometimes especially like refugees and as immigrants, I know we just have like different experiences with our mentors. So sometimes it is hard for mentee like to explain things that they've been through, especially while learning English at the same time. So like, I don't know, just having like something that we recommend the mentors to have like patience and being like open-minded and understanding. I
Mhm.
feel like that would be one of the best like solution that would help like the relationship.
Mhm. And so that, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm curious kind of where you think that you got the most support by participating in the Girl Forward program. And what kind of other areas do you wish you had had support in, or do you wish programs existed for?
Uh, Most of the support that I get from GirlForward, mostly, I mean, most of it was with school, related to school.
Mhm.
I had a lot of support from tutoring and through all my college applications, I had help from them. And also, I was on the advisory board member on the GirlForward, so I feel like being on the advisory board member helps me to, I don't know, to be able to share my stories and be able to communicate with others and improve my communication skills. So yeah.
Yeah, can you explain a little bit more about how that board works?
Yeah, the board works on, so it was a group of, I don't know, so different, we're like, I don't know, 8 girls from who participate in Girl Forward. We all like, I feel like we met once a month, every month, and then we meet each other, and then we just talk about like ways to improve Girl Forward, ways that can help to make a change in our communities and stuff like that. We were there to give them like some ideas of on how to make the program better, especially since we were the one that they were helping us. In order for them to help us, they need to understand our need. So we were like there helping them to understand what we needed from them.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was,
so great that you could participate in that way too.
yeah.
Um, and so tell me a little bit about your experience after Girl Forward, in college, and what the transition into university was like, um, and what you are up to now.
I mean, the transition is really hard, especially especially since I mean, no one in my family went to college, and I'm like the first one in my family to go to college, and then it's just a lot. And then doing all of that in a new country where you don't know a lot of things, you don't know like how does college works, how's like the education system set up and everything. You don't know like where to go to ask for help. You don't know anything. You're just like there lost and just trying to figure it out by yourself. So I don't know, just having like a program that would be able to help with the transition. I feel like that would be helpful, especially for the refugees that was I thinking to move on in college. I feel like that would be really helpful.
What specifically, if you are picturing what that would look like, kind of specifics of a program that would help with the transition into college, what things would you want to make sure are there, or support in specific areas that you think programs should really pay attention to?
Uh, Communication skills so that they'll be able to ask for help whenever they need it, and then transition to like how does like in general how does college works in general, and how to networking and how to find like your place at the college. I feel like those
Yeah.
should be
And
helpful.
yeah. And do you have any other kind of recommendations when we're talking about university or college communities in general, whether that's, university presidents or other students, to create more welcoming environments? Now that you had such a close community with Girl Forward and know what that can be like and those programs can be like. Um,
I mean, yeah, I feel one thing that can help. I feel like maybe people should take some time to learn about refugees or immigrants, so that when like they so that they'll be able like to help them and know like they need and what they need from and what they need from refugees. So because like you cannot help someone if you don't know like what they need. In order to be able to help them, you need to know their problems. I feel like taking time to learn more about refugees that would be helpful.
mhm. And so, is there anything else about your experience with Girl Forward when we're talking about programs like Girl Forward and, kind of connecting mentorship programs across the country? Is there anything else that you want to say about your experience, or you think is something important for people to know about what Girl Forward does?
Hmm. When it comes in terms to matching mentor and mentees, I feel they should do try to do like I don't know a background check and
Mhm.
have like I don't know just before like matching mentor and mentee like do interviews with them and then so that they know like they have something in common so that they get along nicely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, thank you so much for, telling me more information about your experiences. And it's so exciting to hear about all the work that GirlForward's doing, especially now having talked to the organization and talking to you and people who have actually, gone through these programs. It's so important to, imagining what good programs can look like in the future. So I really appreciate you doing this today.
Yeah, thanks.